actually made the iPad the device of choice was the teachers' reactions. I think teachers, because we're old and we're teachers and the iPad was probably a little bit too small, whereas the iPad, it suddenly, for want of a better term, opened teachers' eyes to something that was really useful and could be used in a class, especially initially, because you're not looking at one each, you were looking at one per group table, and the size, it sort of like fitted a table. It just seemed to, like, the form factor fits the primary sort of size.
It does. My teaching world is a different place now.
Yeah, I just think that even in terms of it's getting parents to engage with the lesson, engage with the learning, all those things that we think about a lot. But what underneath or even on top of that is the idea that you're actually sharing with those children that this is a world that is different, and it's a world that we can include people from anywhere we are, because they've got this people have these portable devices, and people can use them in the way and communicate. And this is the way the modern world actually communicates, and you're actually showing that isn't your explicit objective for that lesson. It isn't, but you're immersing them in that way of the world, and they are learning.
And I believe that we are teaching the children about the future that they are going to live out.
That we don't know about.
That we don't know about yet.
Yeah, but our main sort of principle was that we wanted it to be simple. We wanted it to be easy. I wanted it to be as easy as the kids bringing their own device. And it was a case of, well, let's just give it to them then. We'll give it to them with £25 if taken on top, and we will say to the parents, we want you to set up an iTunes account, and we want you to buy these things on it, and it becomes yours.
This was their responsibility, and if they couldn't manage to fulfil the responsibility, then we would have to take charge of the iPad again. And that went with everything in terms of all of the behaviour that we expect to be around the iPad. That if they didn't take care of it, or if they were using it inappropriately, then it came back under the control of school. And actually a lot of other things followed on from that. We found that children who maybe were not great attendance, their attendance went up. Children who maybe didn't get the homework in when they should, brought the homework in, because they saw the value of having an iPad at home for whatever reasons, and they started to look at how they were behaving in other lessons and throughout the school, and it did change a lot.
It is. It's certainly at the forefront of their heads, isn't it? I mean, I did an assembly last week, quite a big assembly, and I asked the children, what do we do different in our school? What is it that they did? Was we get iPads. We get iPads here, and they think that sets us apart. We like to think that's like that's a little luxury that we get. There's other,
also
there's other more important
all the other
things that
fantastic things we do here, obviously.
But they won't see that, and quite rightly too, because they're kids, and they'll see they'll see the shine stuff.
Yeah, they don't see the shine.
Which is good.
It's like having, and especially that year 4s now, that when they come year 6s, they're going to be so laden with knowledge.
They'll be thinking differently about it.
We should hopefully be able to use them in a lot better way to support what's going on around the school. I know the year 3s were supporting the year 2s with the reading aids last week as well. So there's a lot of collaboration that goes on with it, isn't it?
So iTunes U has been used as the starting point for a whole school project last year. So it's like, here it is.
That was the first time we used it.
And the whole school did a topic on forest space, a topic on forest called Forest Explorers, and everything and all the resources and the whole sort of guidance was led through iTunes U. This is lending itself for us to do something different every year. Instead we don't do it's sort of like it gives you this sort of like thirst to do, like, right, let's do something different then. Let's do something different, let's use it for this, let's use it for that. So you're not actually repeating this stuff, and maybe sometimes we do need to do something again.
Well, that could be there, done again by a different year group with a different, because there's loads of different ideas. You could just do a different idea, and they've got all the resources, carrying it around in a handbag. That's what I love. Okay, all that show there, that's all in your handbag. Brilliant.